Because right now, the Fearsomes cannot be defended, and the other units are just, like, really good damage right now of what's going on. Obviously, they could buff this to 2 damage, which means they could remove the Butcher, but as a fair-off trade, they're willing to take it. So it's the Jinx emote! Hello everyone, Gomez here for the LAN Up channel again with another deck for you today. This one is actually a really powerful Fearsome deck. Actually, a very rare thing for Gomez in terms of the fact that it is actually a deck which could be meta viable. So let's get into this. So the deck here is called Fancy Fearsome because it was what we came up with on stream, but it is definitely also like domination. Like it is, I can't remember what the hell I'm called. It's like Fearsome Domination, because we are actually running a deck which is running Rite of Dominance, which seems to work really well as an idea in Fearsome. It's just that not many people have experimented with it. Now admittedly, we've only got 2 copies in this deck, but surprisingly has helped out a number of times secure victory. Now, like, so obviously I said, like, we're working with a lot of Fearsome stuff. So Fearsome coming in off of the Mask Mother. We've got, like, you know, Skitterer. This is actually a massive debuff deck, which is helping all of that kind of Fearsome damage, because even Nocturne himself is a debuff card to help get you to the point of just smashing in significant Fearsome damage. Now, this has always been a very popular kind of thing with, like, Fearsome being, like, powerful, but I feel like these additional things that are coming off of Shurima are definitely really helpful. So we'll get into this, like, a bit by bit, but honestly, I said, like, for a very rare case, it is actually the chance that this could be like a kind of, like, with maybe even a few adjustments, could be quite a meta strong deck. As it is, I still think that it is quite good. But as I said, like, definitely with a few changes, it could become even more so. Because, like, you know, it's a very rare thing. As I said, it's very rare that I go down an aggro route, but I do make aggro decks as well. This is the thing with it, like, in terms of the fact, like, out of all the decks, what you understand from watching this channel is that Gomez explores in multiple ways. There's like so many people who are like, I only like control decks, I only like mid-range decks, I only like aggro decks, I only like combo decks. Gomez loves them all. This is the funny thing that nobody realizes, is that I love every single type of playstyle and building decks which go down them, and that's what's so, like, kind of makes me an oddity and a unique bit, is the fact that, like, so many people like going down. There's certain times where I really prefer a combo deck. There's sometimes I really prefer control, and obviously mid-range. Aggro is probably my least favorite, but I still play it, and it's like a very important thing, because you need to play all the different types in order to know what all the different types, like, what their aims are, and what you're basically knowing that you have to counter. That's what's very important as well. I think that people need to diversify in the different types they're willing to play, or that not only just for, like, you can always have your favorite, but it's always worthwhile trying out some of the ways, just so that you can know what that aim is, and so if you come against it, you know roughly what's going on. Like, that's always the big thing. If ever there's a deck that you're having the biggest problem with, play that deck. Now, you're going to be saying, but that ends up you being the problem, because, like, obviously, like, I filmed you, but by playing the deck, you learn its weaknesses, and through learning its weaknesses, you can exploit it when you're against it. That's very important, like, things to know. But anyway, let's go back into enough of this lesson time with Gomez. We'll put away the whiteboard. Let's go into what this deck is doing here. So, as I said, we've got so many different Fearsome things. Now, what's a really funny combo is using Until Dusk. Now, admittedly, Until Dusk, you're going to say, like, its main thing is working with Doombeast, because it will reactivate Doombeast, meaning that you can get a bit more sucky suck. But, because obviously, like, upon nightfall, it reactivates that. But it also can actually be used on top of Nocturne himself to help you, again, debuff the opponent, because by using it on top of Nocturne, it knocks down it doesn't make anything vulnerable, because it doesn't do anything to do with targets, but it will give all enemies -1 this round, and that is before he even levels up. Or when he does level up and you start playing units, you can use that again as an additional debuff to make sure that you're getting things down. So that's like quite a nice little thing to do if needed. And I said, Rite of Dominance just boom, brings everyone down by 2. And with a good enough fearsome deck, that's smashing in damage. The most important things to remember is know what you're up against. When you're running against things like Lissandra and whatnot, know that there's going to be avalanches and ice shards. It's very important to always remember that. So we've got a number of things which are staying at that 2 health slot, so you need to be very careful about what your one slot, which is going to obviously be taken out by ice shards. So you need to be careful about what you're playing and playing things at the right time. But definitely is a very strong deck and very powerful aggro deck as it keeps going in. So all the games that you're going to see were, or I say all the games, some of the games are streamed, some of the games are not going to be streamed, because I'm going to probably add maybe 1 or 2 more games on, because it's only, which I think I've got 4 games that were streamed, and maybe I might add 1 more in there just so the video's a little bit longer and whatnot. But please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. This is a very powerful, really fast deck, and if you make any changes to it, let me know what you'd make. But I said, shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. If you didn't know already, I stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and most of the games you're going to be seeing were live streamed. So if you want to check that out and catch the action live, please feel free. As well as the fact there is the Discord link down below if you wish to join the Discord. We're making a very lovely community of people. Like the Legends of Runeterra community is already an amazing community. We're making a lovely community of people in there who love sharing deck ideas and having good times. There's also a monthly movie night and game night in that Discord, so you want to get involved, have some fun in there. The options are there, as well as the fact that just thank you all so much for all your support. Everyone who comes in, watches, comments, subscribes, goes over and follows on Twitch. Honestly, thank you all so much, because I said you are helping my little curly head mustachio dreams come true. I do have an end of year goal of hitting 5,000 followers / subscribers on Twitch and YouTube, and as I said, YouTube is near enough coming up to the 3,000 mark. So honestly, thank you all so much, because without you this channel would be nothing, and I would be nothing. I'm just a crazy man shouting craziness into the void without you. I mean, I'll be doing that anyway, but you at least make it so it's slightly justified. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the games that this deck does, and yeah, so just enjoy the games. Quite significant with the Trundle Lissandra. Obviously, like they run the Ionian version, which is the burst speed watcher. I can accept this. I can accept this. I should be probably trying to deep dive. I should be trying to deep dive for a 1 mana thing, but they come to me anyway, so it's fine. Pass. So what we want to do is we want to go throw you out. We want to start this fearsome stuff off. Start the damage. We can't even go for a Ravenous Butcher on top of this, but I want to see what I get from Stalking Shadows. See whether there's anything that's going to be more worthwhile butchering. So obviously, they run a lot of heals and removal, so expect to see avalanche and problems such as those. Definitely heals in terms of like Tavern Keeper. I don't know why that name always screws me up. Always screws me up. So there we go. So they're going like that. So we can go with a gamble. We go with a gamble as to whether or not we think that they've got Ice Shard in their hand. Because obviously like, next turn we go with like, you know, big moves. So potential for more fearsome action. We take it. It's gonna be a gamble because at the end of the day, I said like a avalanche and what's his face on both things. I'm willing to take the risk, because what we could do here is we could throw you out, and then throw at least one other of these guys out. Obviously, it would have been better if they had something on the field of play that we were actually using this on. We'll see what we get from this. So, more fearsome spiders. These two both just mean it has to be avalanche. Like, it has to be avalanche. By doing this, we're forcing our opponent that it has to be avalanche, and they have not Ice Shard. Because they could have had Ice Shard. Okay, so they definitely don't have Ice Shard. So they don't have Ice Shard. They could have. Actually, no, they can't have Fearsome. But so we forced out the decision-making process, and we now just go immediately forward here. Because we've had to go big. So that was what that move was about. Was about trying to like, test the waters and go big on them. because they're now out of the mana of Ice Shard. They can obviously block with Babbling Beyond on top of you, but they're still taking a significant amount of damage in doing so. And then we can throw out, and then we can just throw out like the Sucky Suck. We have Sucky Suck options, and all is right in the world. So all Sucky Suck options with more Sucky Suck options. We'll see what our opponent does here. As an Avalanche and Sharp Sight, Ice Shard. That's the word.
Ages pass.
There's the Lissandra. Okay. We're into this. Yeah, again, she survives. She survives through Avalanche. So all of these would die to Avalanche, but she would still survive.
Frost gathers.
Ooh, I mean, I'm willing to accept doing this, I guess. Obviously, I said Ice Shard is a thing. Avalanche is still options, but Avalanche would kill their own Lissandra right now. So they could. Like, part of me was thinking about waiting about that move because I had this, but the Avalanche would have been sacrificing their own stuff. So we go bold. No! I was gonna say we go bold, expecting them to use Ice Shard, but yeah, there we go. See, this deck can work. See, this is a deck. This is a deck that can work. We've gone from one Lissandra deck to another Lissandra deck. Weird to keep what I've got. Weird to keep what I've got because I've got this like immediate fearsome. Fearsome, going into more fearsome, going into the ability of like at least helping this fearsome out, because once we attack forward with you, the little spider, if you don't die, we can then use with the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. This a debuff deck? Yes! The dream team. The dream team! I mean, obviously my opponent could be running Avalanche, and my opponent definitely runs Avalanche. Like, but a shadow of doubt my opponent runs Avalanche. At least we get them all out of the way of Ice Shard. We immediately go forward. There is nothing here which stops me from immediately going forward. Like, I could have played Elise, but the problem with playing her is that it opens up Avalanche as a significant problem. They could use 2 Ice Shards. Ooh, there we go. I'm willing to accept your death. Because I have to. For the greater good of damage, I'm willing to accept your death. Okay. Throw Elise out.
There's nothing to fear.
I mean, oh my god, I should have done that. I should have technically done this move. There was no reason not to.
All things grow.
Lissandra coming out. They're not going to do anything. They do nothing this turn.
How about another round?
Or maybe they do. Okay, I was going to say. It's very doubtful that they do anything on that turn. So, going to seem stupid. This is going to seem stupid because it is. This is very stupid. Very stupid. This is getting to the point of Gomez. What are you doing? This is getting to the point of Gomez. What is happening here? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is very much getting to that point. But trust me, I just wanted to get him down on what's his face. So throwing down you on top of this. And we could technically, so what we can do, right, we wait. This is going to be very stupid because there's no reason to do this right now. This is not the move you want to do this on.
Let's talk about your tech.
This is not the move you want to do this on. By doing that, it just makes him go down 1 extra point of damage, so he no longer trades with. Like, we forced him into the Ravenous Butcher trade to stop him from trading with the Ravenous Butcher. There is literally. We should have waited for a better turn to do that, but we've got 2 of them, and I could get some draws, so I accept it. But we just wanted to keep that. We just wanted to keep that as an option, but there was no reason because people don't actually realise sometimes that this move does still work on Nocturne, so he makes people do like 1 less damage. So obviously, Blighted is going to be doing damage left, right, and center. We've got a lot of people who still live. So what we could do is we could throw this out with the intention of throwing this into core, but I'd rather just wait until next turn because obviously 2 damage is coming in, so it's going to die. Might as well wait. Obviously, this could be working out to a really good Ice Shard move from my opponent. There's so many different things that my opponent could have, like Ravenous Flock. Right, like there's so many different ways that, like, you know, they can utilize this really well. So potential Avalanche as well. What we're gonna do? We'll go the long way. We shall go around the houses. We shall go around the houses because we expect. There we go. That's what I mean. We expect to see something like that. So we accept. We can now throw down what is going to be Nocturne. We can now throw down Nocturne. We can also potentially even just throw down Elise. And throw this guy down, I guess, as well. So, I mean, my opponent is keeping their cards very close to their chest. Because they've used these moves. I'm gonna throw you down. So we get them down to 1. Here we go. Obviously they're gonna block. Obviously they block. It makes 100% sense to block. It's okay. We take them down to 1. Ooh, Frostbite! Oh, big match. So there we go. Frostbite coming at me. Frostbite coming at me. It's okay. It's okay. I would accept. I'd accept just do some damage in here. So we know that problems are coming. That's still gonna have the vulnerableness on it. We've got like debuffs on debuffs. We need to be very careful with this deck. Like what it can do. They definitely have got something that's gonna buff her. There's no point in us doing like I'd accept the 2 damage rather than accepting whatever bollocks you're about to do on top of that. Because let's face it, I know the bollocks is coming.
They grow up so fast.
So, gonna go with you. Obviously, another Avalanche could hit. There's a very good chance of another Avalanche hitting. If they're not gonna do anything, we don't do anything here. They don't do anything, we don't do anything. We've got mirror image and such. We want to, right, so immediately go forward again. We grab you over here. We expect you to die. Actually, I'll do we grab you here. Actually, I'll do we just not bother at all. Forcing them to have to do the blockers. Because obviously, they would have to have 2 ice shards. They would have to have 2 ice shards here. I think we just go like this. Obviously, so they can block you. They need to have 2 ice shards or like something which is going to do a significant amount of damage everywhere. So, Frostbites. Frostbites are expected. Woo! Okay. So they can put a block in. Still a lot of that. Oh, and it in 2! So they live on 1! So that they live on 1. Like, we basically figured to myself now, do I at least... I want to get the draw. Draw is actually going to be crucial here. Not that this is really doing too much for me in terms of the Nightfall effect, but draw-wise, I feel like I might need to do this. So, getting you doesn't really do too much. Why was I not able to... Oh, because we didn't use it on Nightfall. Don't worry. I'll just take the draw then. To be fair, it's all I needed. Not got much going for me other than the fact that we've kind of... Slowly but surely, that's coming back on my next attack turn, but obviously, it's not the best. It's not the best. I might have to use you in order to basically, like, grab this. Just because your stats are somewhat okay. Your stats are somewhat okay. We could grab it again, but there's no point. So, obviously, we're now into pressure.
Teeth big as tombstones.
Teeth big as tombstones. So, we could throw you down. We could throw you down, then we'd be going forward with 2 of them next turn. So, we throw you down with the fact that we go forward with 2 Nocturnes next turn, giving everyone fearsome.
Plans within plans.
So, I can accept that damage. I can accept that damage! Okay, my opponent... So that way we're just forcing Lissandra's attack down as well, so they're not going to do anything. We go forward. We go forward. Because we have nothing else. Oh, there's only had one health. We were going to make everyone fearsome. Oh, Babylon was the only one who could have done anything, but we could have moved him wherever the hell we wanted him, right? But I guess I've been foolish all my life. That's why it's never affected me. But you should never be afraid to be foolish, because it's important that you find out the information. The only way to find out the information is by saying things or asking questions. And some people find it really hard to do that. And I can understand it because it makes you appear weak. Like, or some people believe it makes you appear weak, but it doesn't. In all honesty, it doesn't. Nice thing to say. Cheers, man. No worries, anytime. So we're against Butcher. We're against Teemo, Viktor, and shurima. I know what you are. You're a destined Poro deck, aren't you? You're a destined Poro deck that's going to be running, give it all. That's what you are, aren't you? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I know what you are. I know what you are. Okay, so next turn our plan's going to be, we're gonna be looking for Butcher, Baker, and Candlestick Maker. That's who we're looking for right now. The fact that he's the only one that we hit in this deck, the one man, and he's like, nope, you don't get any other options other than me. We don't want any other options, Butcher. You're perfect for us right now. I'll take you. So the fact that he was the only option, that's what makes that funny. Like, out of the fact that it could have hit multiple things, obviously it's the top 4 cards, so it could be like any, you could even just get 4 units to choose from. But we only needed him on looker, just because like fearsome damage makes sense. Because right now, the fearsomes cannot be defended, and the other units are just like really good damage right now of what's going on. Obviously, they could buff this to 2 damage, which means they could remove the Butcher, but as a fair off trade, they're willing to take it. So it's the Jinx emote. No one expects such aggression. Aggressive that actually we won't put you right at the very end. We won't put you right at the very end in case, because if you want to throw a trade out, you'd get additional stats. We must construct additional pylons. So accept. Positioning, very important. So accept this challenge. We can now throw this on top of this next turn just to increase more damage. But Nocturne, hello. We could do this to get Nocturne out, but we'll wait until next turn. There's no, I'm in no rush. Are you ready to see one of the most insane, stupid moves that's going to help us out here? Teemo, your mushrooms are meaningless. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for my opponent. That was like such perfect counterplay. Like such perfect counterplay to what my opponent was doing there. So, what we want to do next turn is Butcher. Oh my god. They do it anyway! What we want to do next turn is we want to Butcher into Nocturne. Butcher into Nocturne. Get rid of you. Throw this out. Throw this on top of... I mean, we could get rid of the Mushroom Man, but I feel like I'm willing to accept them losing Teemo. Because we could, theoretically... they've got 2 Mushroom Men, it's fine. We'll just remove the Teemo. We'll just remove the Teemo at this point, it's fine. We throw this out, we go forward with everyone. And, yeah, yet again, you go on the very end. But this is not looking good for my opponent. Potential we see some kind of removal, which, like, you know, to be fair, could be very useful for my opponent. Bro! Bro, he's on the job! I mean, he knew it was done. He knew it was done, I knew it was done. We are against the Swain Sej Swain deck, which is actually a really good combination. Really good combination. Actually, I'm willing to keep that. I'm willing to keep these two together. It's something. So, all we need to do is, I mean, admittedly, I would have preferred a lot better early game. So, we could use you. I guess the Sucky Suck is going to be my... We're taking the Sucky Suck. Just so we can get 4 damage. Obviously, my opponent could have, what's his face, Ice Shard.
I'll try anyway.
My opponent could have Ice Shard, but We go with the gamble that they don't and do the immediate damaging. We can take 2 damage for them if they're going to go for a 2 damage move.
Pledge to Sej Swain is served.
I can take 4 damage if you go for a 4 damage move.
Delicious.
Willing to accept. So, I'm actually surprised I'm not seeing Vladimir in there. So, go with this. We can still throw down Elise at this moment in time. Obviously, bear in mind that that deck probably has got Transfusion. We're probably going to see Scargrounds hit the board as well. I expect to see Transfusion. I honestly got to expect to see Transfusion. Obviously, they could put, like, you know, Sephin on the Spider. They put Sephin on the Spider. I'm willing to, I mean, fair play to my opponent here. It's a good move. Still force some damage into them though, and we've got some sucky sucks, so we can throw down.
Fight or die.
Throw down you, because then at least any trades that we get start to become good for us.
The flames take you.
Okay. We've got the ability to draw and do some more. So we've got the ability to draw and do some more. We wait until next turn. Obviously, we are going to be losing a number of things. So, damage everywhere. Not a drop to drink. We will take another copy of you. This is what we have become now. As well as the fact that obviously we've got a real copy of a Doombeast, and we have the ability of using this. We can get their health down a lot. Plus as well, they're going to be doing 1 damage to themselves.
We need to survive.
Plus they're going to be doing 1 damage to themselves. That's very important to always remember. So we can get ourselves to an okay point.
Advin, come here, handsome.
Hello,
Take a little bit more so we get a little bit of draw. Oh, right of negation, obviously. Oh, not right of dominance, sorry. Not that it's meaningful right now. Obviously, we can still attack forward with... Because bearing in mind that these are just going to help Nocturne level up. So, we go forward with him. Obviously, they've got multitude... Actually, I think... Oh, do we just leave you back? Do we just leave you back? Because, I mean, obviously, they've got 2 different options. Like, this one's definitely going to be one of their better options for it. I need to ask myself, is it worthwhile? Or do we go forward with a few? Do we go forward right now? Like, is it good enough? Like, we know that we've got another Doombeast back anyway. Like, do we just do it? Because obviously, this is very stupid. This is very stupid. I probably shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do it. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. So, we are currently running because we've been experimenting with Rite of Dominance. And so we've made a very stupid fearsome deck. Right, we want to trade with you. Guess we trade with you. At this point, it doesn't even matter who, like, because I mean, I know that they're gonna be throwing down transfusions left, right, and center. That's to be expected, and we know that we've got this. So unless they throw down some form of healings, then we're all good, right? I could technically just do this right now. We leave it. I'll leave it and wait and see what my opponent does to this. So, might. Oh, that's big. So, it's a good joke. It's a good job I've got this, really, isn't it? Kill you. We live on 1. And then we suck them, it's fine. We live on... What is such a stupid use of this? But unless they've got another... Potential transfusion coming off of this... Oh, no, you don't leave me like this. You don't leave me like this when I'm doing a magnificent move of counterplay. Okay, so Kindred and Nasus. Really powerful deck. So let's see how we operate against these things. So actually get rid of my Doombeast right now. I'm gonna keep this little combo because obviously we can Curse Keep it into Mask Mother. I would have loved to have had a turn 1, but you get what you get. So we can throw out Curse Keeper.
What's that noise?
So next turn, Cursed Keeper, and then we can go into this. Or we could actually even throw out the Arachnoid Horror if we really wanted to. So I'm willing to accept us throwing this out. Obviously, you become something that can actually deal with fearsomes. So accept the charges. I wish that I want to get a 1 cost, just one cost. Okay, it's fine. We don't need them. I guess at this point, we're gonna go Skitterer actually. Skitterer just so that we're trying to force in some damage right now, because obviously they can't block this at the moment, and any block, so they're willing to do that. Fair enough, it makes sense. So they're just like not taking that little tiny bit of damage. It's okay. Start to force that in. So we can now Mask Mother and Arachnoid Horror this turn. See, where were you last turn? Okay. We can
The Emperor commands. The land obeys.
throw this down. I could actually go with Ruinous Path, just so we get a bit of draw going on, and then next turn throw this down going into this. So they're gonna be grabbing you, because it makes sense to grab you. So willing to do this. Now I know that they're gonna be getting a lot of damage in on me, because obviously, like, you know, they grab 2 of those places. Oh, Rite Dominance might end up being quite funny and crucial in this matchup. But we'll see how we do. Willing to accept 3 damage. I honestly thought that they'd go with a little bit more, because they could have gone a lot more wider on me than like what I could possibly get to. So I was honestly expecting to go a little bit wider. So Arachnoid Horror, and this, because right now the only one who can defend is over here now, and now they've just got themselves out of Withering Wild territory. Okay, so they've got 2 people who can defend. 2 people who can defend against Fearsome, but it's a lot of Fearsome. It's a lot of Fearsome. Obviously, I said, like, this would have been very lovely to be able to use, but we want to be forcing in damage right now. We know that we've got a Doombeast into move, so it's all good. It's all good, and we might as well throw you forward as well, because literally the only things that can kill you need to be used as blockers elsewhere. We might as well throw that so that, like, we're like trading things off more positively. They did it. So obviously there could have been a what's its face, right? There could have been a Unspeakable Horror or Vile Beast that could have taken out like the ones with 1 health. But it's absolutely fine. Obviously, like so we could use Rite Dominance just to force out some really good trades. So Kindred enters. So I'm thinking to myself now, or do we just suck their health? Do we just suck their health? Potentially that's going to be the smarter plan here, right? So we could actually just take the damage. So here's what I'm thinking, is that I'm willing to accept the fact, I know that I'm getting rid of a Fearsome, which technically I should have got rid of this one, because obviously Fearsome-wise we're still doing okay on the board. But I'm going to throw out Doombeast. Fearsome-wise we were still doing okay on the board, but I'm willing to do this. So that's fine. That is fine at the moment. So we will be losing that guy. We need to accept it. We'll take the draw coming off with the Doombeast and get a little bit more. So take this. Okay.
The hunt begins.
So you're gonna die anyway. So part of me's honestly got just considering, well, you're gonna die anyway, so we might as well get some form of trading happening here. And then we just leave everyone else. We could technically throw these 2 in front of Kier, but we'll leave everything else. So they get some damage in on me. We throw you out. And then what we want to do is go immediately forward. So our plan here is going to be, as much as he wants to play you, as much of me wants to play you, I go immediately forward. Or do we play you? Because I'm thinking to myself, Rite of Dominance and just like remove a mana crystal, which is going to mean that they're going to go down like a lot. I'm going to play you. I'm going to play you, but obviously that allows our opponent to now put additional play in themselves. So there's, oh, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. This is what's going on there. Okay, we go forward. Technically, we could have done Rite of Domination beforehand, because then they wouldn't have been able to block. Basically, if we would have done Rite of Domination beforehand, they wouldn't have been able to block those spaces that they're currently blocking. Like, in terms of, they wouldn't have been able to do this block. So, admittedly, potentially Rite of Domination beforehand would have been good, because obviously then we would have been forcing 4 damage. But I'll take what I get. Oh crap! No, we want to be going. Whoop. Or do we actually want to kill this unit? But to be fair, he's going to be going He's going to be going like less than 10 anyway. So I'm willing. Or do we just want to slay him to know that? Because obviously, if we do it here, he goes down like that. And actually, that's death. You know what, we do that. We'll do the way that makes them die. Let's not do the stupid way. Let's just do the way we're just gonna straight up make them die. Shadow mode to my opponent. That was genius play, and I didn't even notice it until the end. Shadow mode, that was good play.
Now we feast.
Didn't even notice that to the end. So as you can see, this is actually a really powerful fearsome deck, and actually, like, that Rite of Domination can really help you, like, in so many different ways, and can help you either like stop taking lethal yourself, or be able to like force in the damage like a little bit more. Like sometimes it's knowing when to use it and how to use it. But definitely I feel like I misplayed a few times with it, but it still helped me out in the end anyway, so it's all good. But please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, as well as the fact that obviously if you make any changes to this deck, let me know. But it's definitely a really powerful deck. You obviously catch this live, so most of the games that you saw were streamed, so you want to come catch the action live on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays over on Twitch. Links down below, as well as a link to the Discord if you want to get yourself in the Discord, where, like I said, it's like a lovely community of people and good times are all hitting there, as well as the fact there's a games night and a movie night. But thank you all so much for watching. Honestly, I'd be nothing without you guys, so thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening, afternoon, or whatever it is for you. And yes, until next time, bye.
From flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.